I am Kim Matthews. I started here full-time in August of 1981 and worked in laboratory services for my entire career, and I retired in May of 2024. Within a year and a half of my retirement, we got a major capital project in the laboratory approved, which was all of chemistry equipment and automation. And I was very instrumental in getting the capital project approved and off the ground, and then I stepped back and my team, who would be taking up the reins behind me, did the full implementation with very little of my involvement. Marvin Miller was probably very instrumental in that. Kelly Baker was very instrumental in it. Our LIS team, the whole department had to kick in, and a lot of people were pushed out of their comfort zone and had to learn new things. And I was so proud because it was a major, major project, and they did a fabulous job. It probably would have been when we did the laboratory remodel project where we created a brand new laboratory space. Dan Fieser and I were very much front and center for that project, and we had to move the laboratory in about 2 days. What that entailed was not having your full capacity of testing available. It took a while to get all that kind of orchestrated. And I remember riding an elevator one day with one of our hospitalists. We had been moved in probably into the new facility for about 3 days. He said, "I know you guys are moving into a new laboratory space. When are you gonna move?" And I'm like, that is fabulous. We moved 3 days ago. If he didn't feel a blip, then we did our job. Well, when I started here, I was 23 years old. So I was extremely green. You know, the school gives you the tools to know the job, but you don't really know the job until you're doing it. And I've had the great fortune to work with a lot of good people. And then we had a lot of longevity in the laboratory, which is so very, very valuable. I feel like we continued that, you know, carry the torch. When we were very fortunate, we got to hire lab assistants who maybe became nurses, some became physicians, some became laboratory professionals, and you get to see them in their infancy, so to speak, and hopefully impact them to continue on in the field. For those that are nearing retirement, the more you can bring up people behind you and have people ready to step in, that was probably one thing for me. They may not have felt like they were totally ready, but they were. And they just needed the opportunity, so to speak. For me, probably the most impactful people were Marilyn Curtis, for one thing. She and I started, we were kind of techs together, and she kind of went ahead and became the lab director, so I worked under her. Dr. Starr and Dr. Horn supported me, encouraged me, taught me so much. You just grow up, and I had people who were there through the best times in my life and some of the hardest times in my life. For me, it's connected. You have to be connected to the folks that you work with. You know, laboratory is big, and we have a lot of specialties, and all those specialties have to work together to provide that testing for our patient care. And then you're connected to the other areas. If ER is dying, if they're swamped, you can bet laboratory is swamped too, and probably pharmacy, imaging, the floors. So we all are connected and trying to take care of the patient. And I don't think we always realize that we're all working towards the same thing.